guys, today is super exciting because we are starting a new challenge, and that is the challenge of intermittent fasting. If you guys are not familiar with intermittent fasting, it is the hype of hype in regards to meal plans lately. And it is not a diet, it is more a technique of eating. So today I want to go through a little bit about what it is, the benefits, the human growth hormone benefits, how to do it, what foods to eat, and the acceptable liquids that we can have while we are in our fasting zone. So, first and foremost, what is it? Like I said, it's not a diet plan, it is an eating technique in order to shorten our window of eating, okay? So we are having an eating window and then a fasting window. And the fasting window is going to be far longer than the eating window. So it's all about factoring in hormones and getting our hormone levels back to par in order to be in a fat burning zone. Far too many of us are insulin resistant. Now, if you know anything about insulin, when we are in the presence of insulin, we cannot burn fat. Therefore, we need to find a way to keep insulin levels low or not even existent enough to factor in to being in a fat storage zone. We want to be in a fat burning zone. So this intermittent fasting plan is the #1 way to keep insulin super low, and therefore we have more opportunity to be in a fat burning zone. And the fewer times that we eat and the shorter the window of eating, the lower the insulin levels are, therefore the longer period of time we have to burn the fat, which is the goal, okay? So we're shortening the eating window, and that lowers insulin levels. And another reason why when we eat, even if we're eating the proper foods, every time we eat, our stomach enzymes increase insulin. So it doesn't matter what we eat half the time. If we eat, just the process of eating and digestion is going to increase insulin. That's why we are shortening our window and we're only eating 2 to 3 meals in a day as opposed to the 6 meals. Because when we eat 6 times, we have 6 opportunities to spike insulin up, and that is what we want to stay away from. So, the benefits here. We have increased mood, so cognitive skills definitely increased. Focus is heightened. And it's actually known to help with depression, so it's somewhat of an antidepressant. So it increases hormone receptor sensitivity. A lot of us feel like we're hungry all the time, and we're not really hungry. It's just that our receptor sensitivity is all out of whack, and there's something called leptin and ghrelin. Leptin is the hormone that tells us when we're full. Ghrelin is the hormone that tells us when we're hungry. So it's 9 times out of 10, these are all out of whack, and we're having resistance here, and we're not having the receptor sensitivity enough to actually be on target when we really are hungry. We feel like we're hungry when in all reality we could be mineral or vitamin deficient or just thirsty, and our brain is telling, or our stomach is telling the brain, and vice versa, false things because we're really not hungry, but we keep eating. So someone that eats 6 times a day, like myself, always feels hungry, and it's probably not the case. I'm probably not needing food. I'm probably just having some sort of receptor sensitivity issues. So intermittent fasting helps with that. And then also human growth hormone. So human growth hormone is not just an injectable anabolic steroid that bodybuilders take. It is a naturally occurring hormone in our body that is far greater when we're an infant, and then it goes down as we get older. But with human growth hormone, it actually increases in women, 1,300% in women when we do intermittent fasting, and 2,000% when we do it in men. Okay, so why is this huge? Human growth hormone helps support bone density, maintains muscle growth. That's why we're able to maintain muscle on this plan while we're losing weight. Every other plan, you lose weight, you lose the muscle because human growth hormone is not activated in other diets, if you will, the way it is in intermittent fasting. So that's huge. That's why bodybuilders do it, because they can get shredded, but they maintain their muscle mass. So that's the only appealing thing for me. I'm not trying to lose weight, but I am trying to just make my body a more efficient fat burning machine. Anything new and challenging is right up my alley. So that is very appealing to me. And it's also increasing our heart health. We get better sleep. It regulates our blood sugar, therefore keeping insulin levels low. And it increases our brain function, memory, all of that, and our immune health. So tons of benefits with human growth hormone. Again, 1,300% in us ladies, it goes up, and 2,000% in men when you do the intermittent fasting plan, so that is huge. So how do we do it? There are 4 methods here. The first is the 16 to 8 method. 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating, okay? The second one is the 5 to 2 method. 5 days you eat normal, so whatever that is, 6 meals a day, whatever you do. And then 2 days after that, you only eat 500 calories a day, which is very extreme in my opinion. So I don't highly recommend that method, but if that is what you would like to try, this is your journey, this is finding your healthy balance, so that is what I want you to do. Whatever you see here that really is calling you, go for it, because it's your journey. Number 3, eat stop method, 24 hours fasting. So no more than 2 days a week you do this. Typically people do it once a week. You're gonna eat for 24 hours, okay? You're gonna fast for 24 hours. That is very, very, very hard to maintain. I don't highly suggest it, so therefore I'm not gonna discuss it, but that is an option. If that's calling you, go for it. And then the 4th is a 24 method. So 20 hours you are fasting, 4 hours you are eating. So that is going to expedite things, if you will, in regards to the 16 8-hour window. I think a sweet spot might be in 18-6. So your eating window is 6 hours, and your fasting window, or your fasting window is 18. So I'm going to only talk about the 16-8 right now, but again, in my opinion, if you can eventually get down to only eating in a 6-hour eating window, then that is a way to expedite this process and to burn, 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 become a fat burning machine. So the 16 to 8 method, you're going to eat 2 to 3 meals within the 8-hour window. And you choose your own window, okay? Although I will tell you, your best results for the window choosing will come from fasting in the morning. You are going to work out in the morning in a fasted state, and then you break your fast post-exercise, okay? So you're only eating 2 meals here. If you need to add a third, it's going to be a little bit, just a little snack, but 2 meals. And again, if you can shorten that eating window from 8 to 6, you're going to expedite the process even more. So you're fasting, you're training, then you eat, and you only eat 2 meals is the way to do it best. Example, you eat your first meal at 12 p.m., second meal 4 p.m., third meal 8 p.m. Again, if you want to tweak that a little bit, you want to start eating at 10 and the last meal is at 6, go for it. Or if you can eat at 10 and then the last meal is at 4, then that's amazing. But again, if you do not feel like you need to jump right in and like the first day, I'm doing 6-hour eating window, because it's going to be very, very, very tough. I don't want you guys to be miserable. So just progress your way in. Just tiptoe in. It's going to take a few days to really catch on. And it's going to take a few days to really shut off those hunger hormones and to get that sensitivity up. So hang in there. Every time you feel hungry, drink some water, because 9 times out of 10, that will fulfill you and you'll be settled. Also, potassium is a great thing to incorporate into this plan. So if you're not eating a large salad as one of your meals, then you need to incorporate extra potassium somehow, because that is going to be the key as well in order to expedite things. So keep that in mind. So what to eat, what foods to eat. I need you guys to stick with low glycemic, low insulin index foods. The link I provide below will give you all the foods that I'm talking about to choose from. I'll give you a template of a meal plan that you can do. And then I'm also going to give you a macronutrient calculator. So you're going to be able to calculate the calories that you need in a day and also the macro breakdown that you need in a day. Now, if you don't know what macros are, Macros, it's basically your fats, your proteins, your carbs. So it gives you percentages of the calories that you're consuming. So all in all, you'll be able to calculate the grams that you need in a day. And the calculator that I will provide will allow you to do that because it's all based on your personal body weight and body type and your goals. So if you are trying to maintain weight, lose weight, or gain weight, the calculator will allow you to adjust as needed. So make sure you view the link and see the chart and all that. But if you're trying to just dive on in, like, Sarah, I want to bust it, I want to go balls to the walls, I want to burn, then keto is the way to go in regards to the types of foods. If you don't know what keto is, it's an eating plan, it's a diet plan that's basically extremely high on fats. So 75% of your calories come from fat. 20% come from protein, 5% from carbs. So you are like on Atkins on steroids, but not even Atkins because Atkins was high protein. This is just very, very high fat. The point of it is that when you eat majority fat, your body is not pulling and burning sugars and carbs because there's nothing in there to burn because you're not putting carbs in your body. Instead, it has no other choice but to burn the fat that's in your body. So that's the whole key with keto. If you combine keto with intermittent fasting, it's over. You are going to be a fat burning machine. It's not maintainable in my opinion, so I've never dabbled in it. But if that's for you, more power to you. Again, it's your healthy balance that we are trying to find here. The acceptable liquids. What can you have in your fasting period is what people want to know, I'm sure. So you can have tea, you can have coffee. Coffee and tea, if you're going to sweeten it, stay away from artificial sweeteners. That's going to destroy everything. Insulin levels spike up when you consume artificial sweetener. Therefore, we can't have that. So you need to do something more like stevia as a sweetener. And we want to keep it to a minimum because if you have too much caffeine in your body, that stimulates insulin production as well. So stay away from too much of it. But a cup and maybe like a little sprinkle of creamer in there is fine. Some people actually put butter in their coffee, and again, that goes with the keto diet. So to each their own, but anything that's not going to be spiking blood sugar up. Water, tons of water, tons of water. Fresh lemon juice, that is okay. Again, with the no artificial sweeteners, stay away from any 0 calorie or diet pop. That's a no-no in your fasting state. And then bone broth is great for electrolytes, apple cider vinegar, unsweetened almond milk. Make sure it's unsweetened. But even then, I would be skeptical because you got to stay within that serving size. And so apple cider vinegar, I think I said, and then no alcohol. So that's just during your fasting state. Okay, now I'm not condoning a ton of alcohol, but if you're within that window, then it's termed fine or termed acceptable, if you will. Okay, but that spikes insulin too, so that's why we want to stay away from it. Okay, if you guys have any specific questions about anything, if you're like, Sarah, I want to be put on a customized plan, I want you to tell me exactly what foods to consume. I know you gave me a list, but I need you to formulate something. Reach out to me. Being a member in this community, in this group, in the Find Your Balance group, allows you to get 50% off of any of my customized online plans. So that's an option. Reach out to me. But I also want you guys to help one another. So post questions in the feed, and you guys please help one another out because we need to be like a family. We need to help one another out. We need to be in this together, feed off of one another's energy, and really just find our healthy balance with each other, because that's what it's all about. We need to have fun. Life's too short not to help each other and have fun. So please feel that you can reach out to me, but I don't have the ability to directly message you right away. So others can probably help you answer things before I can. So always post it in the news feed, even if it's not anything to do with the challenges. If you guys have just a comment, a question, anything, post it and send me the question, and then one way or another we will get it answered. So I'm super excited to embark on this journey with you guys and dive right in.